Alright, so in this video we're going to learn about our C chord. The C chord is a very challenging chord for a lot of beginners because it's the first chord we're going to learn that uses 3 frets of our guitar. So it's got a little bit more of a stretch to it. So if you've been working on those finger independence exercises that I showed you to start stretching those fingers out, it's really going to pay off here on the C chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for a close-up so that we can look at the C chord one finger at a time and show you where some of the problem areas are on this chord. So like I said, the C chord is the first chord that's going to span over these first 3 frets of our guitar. So what we're going to do, we're not playing this top string. We don't play that. We're going to put our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Our 2nd finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And our 1st finger is going to go on the 1st string, right down here, 2nd string, 1st fret. So that is our C chord. Now a problem a lot of people have in the beginning is that this finger tends to mute this string down here. So you usually get that. And also, if you're not careful, this finger tends to mute the bottom string down here. So if you're starting, your C chord can sound really bad if you're muting out those strings. So you really, again, want to make sure you're using those fingertips. Pretend that there's like a magic marker under here. Remember, reach around the neck of the guitar to make your chords. Don't have this finger resting against the string or you're just going to mute it out. So if you're having issues with this first finger muting this string, start by just going with these 2 fingers. Make sure that you can get those 2 strings to ring out. Now, go and put your 1st finger back on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and see if you can keep these strings ringing out. Usually the problem with this finger is that people tend to play with the pad of the finger as opposed to the tip of the finger, which causes this finger to mute out this string here. So really make sure that you're playing with your fingertips. Like I said, there is a stretch in this string, and if your fingers aren't stretched out enough, if you didn't sit with those finger independence exercises, this could be very difficult for you. So don't get frustrated. C is a very hard chord. I always tell people, my students, you know, the first chord you're going to hate is D until you learn the C chord. Then you're going to hate the C chord. And almost always without fail, that is the progression of things. So just take your time. Play 1 string at a time. And make sure that each one is ringing out. If this string is muted, fix this finger. Make sure it's not flat. Make sure it's not like that. Get on those fingertips, all right? You really got to make sure. Also, make sure that the thumb on the back, that your thumb's not laying flat like that or reaching over the guitar, because now you're really cutting out the reach on the bottom here. This finger's going to rest against the bottom, and you're going to mute out that string. So try and keep your thumb right in the center. All right, this gives you more reach. All right, don't have it off to the side here. Have it in the center. And that's your C chord. So like I said, the C chord is a very frustrating chord for a lot of beginners. Just stick with it. It will fix itself if you're just patient and, you know, take your time, analyze it 1 finger at a time, and it will work itself out. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but just stick with it, keep practicing it, and it will sort itself out. It happens to almost everyone. Almost everyone has trouble with the C, so don't think you're alone. It's perfectly normal. Just stick with it, work through it, and it'll be perfectly fine. So the next chord we're going to learn, we're going to go to our G chord. So let's take a look at that.